What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're taking a look at Armored Core 6 here on the Steam Deck, and this is definitely one I was hoping would run decently here, and surprisingly it really does. This game seems to be much better optimized, or at least easier to run than a lot of other recent titles we've been testing out here. So this is definitely great to see. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Take a look at a little bit of early performance here for Armored Core 6. Now, I didn't have to force any compatibility layers here. Everything just kind of worked right out of the box, which was nice to see, even though the game isn't verified. Going into the graphics settings, full screen, 800p, 60 FPS, no VSync, and we're using medium preset with depth of field motion blur turned off because I'm an old school PC tester, and that's just kind of what we always did, and helps me with a lot of my motion sickness and stuff I get with some of these games as well, having those off for me personally. But other than that, that's what the presets are. And we'll look at low and high as we get a little bit more into it here too, just to show you some examples. And I played about 6 or 7 missions in about 3 hours on the Steam Deck here. No crashes, no issues with the game, really having a blast with it. And in menus too, there's no major dips or issues. We don't have any frame time problems or stutters or spikes. The game just runs pretty smooth no matter where we're at. Now, let's go ahead and get into one of the missions here. I've unlocked quite a few of them, but this is one of the early ones that I wanted to use to show the difference between medium and low and high. So we're the 800p medium here with the VSync off, and performance was actually surprisingly good for what I was thinking we were going to get here. We're definitely CPU limited. We're definitely hitting that thing pretty good, and I did expect that here. So the more that's happening on screen and the more that's rendering and the more NPCs and that type of thing, we are getting up to that 80-some% on CPU usage. It's still trying to do a good job here, though. I did say this was the little 4-core 8-thread that could in the Immortals video, and I do mean it. The Steam Deck does continue to be a pretty impressive device. So we will dip down into the 30s no matter what settings we use basically with the game, no matter what mission I've been on so far out of the 7 or so I've played through. But ultimately, no major stutters or bad laggy spiky issues or anything that pulled me out of the game or made me feel like I couldn't do some of the more difficult battles, which there definitely are in this game. From Software, I've never played, I think I played Armored Core 2, that might have been about it. So this is definitely a redive for me into the series, and while some of it was fairly easy to go through in these first 7 missions or so, there's definitely a few battles I ran into that I died and had to rethink my strategy and go about things differently. Let's take a look at low, medium, and high real quick here. So just start at the same starting point here, low, medium, high. You'll see quite a bit of a difference in FPS there, which will give you a general idea of kind of what we're looking at. Of course, low is going to be your highest FPS, medium, then high. There's no FSR in this game to help you out, and we are running 4 gigs of VRAM. So low will give you the highest FPS, but you're still going to have plenty of times that you dip down into the 30s, even on low. And here on medium, same area, you'll see, of course, we maintain just a little bit of a higher frame rate, still going to dip in the 30s. Sometimes that's just going to kind of happen. And we'll go over to high, and you'll be able to see here that we're going to dip down farther into those 30s with high here, and it does get worse in some other missions in the areas as well. So I don't know that I would necessarily run the game on high. Maybe if you're locking 30 and you want to go for the graphic fidelity, you would be able to pull that off. Here in this area on low, you'll see we even get down to 33 FPS even at low settings here when things really hit. I mean, it's the CPU that's really kind of doing that there, but we go over to high here in the same area, 32, 33 FPS as I whack on this thing, and 31 as the low there. So again, if you were capping like 30 FPS and you wanted to run high and have that graphic fidelity, I think you would do okay. I think I saw like 29 or 20 FPS 1 or 2 times in the missions that I was doing. But for the most part, for me, sticking with that medium setting with motion blur and all that turned off for me and 800p, it's running really well. This is probably how I'll go through and play a lot of Armored Core 6 here on the Steam Deck. I also have a ROG Ally video coming as well for 1080p and 720p. Game's running great there too. It's running great on my desktop here on my 3060. Just overall, a pretty well optimized game, which is great to see here from Software. And Armored Core 6 is definitely kind of pulling me in. I'm definitely having a great time with it, and I can't wait to get some more missions done and knock out some more and get some more upgrades. And I don't know, it's pretty easy to pick up and play. I like the way that they've set this up, even though there is a lot of challenge there once you get into it. But at least performance is great, and that's something I really respect with games that come out now, because we get so many games that are so difficult to run, and it's not always because they're super intensive or difficult to run. It's just because they're either just not built that great or not optimized for a lot of different platforms. And This game, even on consoles from what I'm hearing, on PC, here on these handhelds where I'm testing it, it just seems to run pretty great everywhere, and that helps a lot of people be able to play the game. So hopefully the game runs great for you guys wherever you decide to play it. But here on the Steam Deck so far, in my 3 hours, 6 or 7 missions or whatever, performance has been pretty consistent and pretty great here. Alright guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.